is, if they're calling to make a splash on Kevin Durant, they know that they have to win the Eastern Conference and probably should win an NBA championship next year. I know that sounds aggressive to say in June, one day after the season ends, but you look at the Eastern Conference, the New York Knicks, come on, the Cavs were a better team than them throughout the regular season. The Orlando Magic, come on. Cleveland, with what we've been through and the dedication that they've put into this core four, next year has to be it for this Cleveland Cavaliers group. And if it's not, then you're looking at blowing this entire thing up.
Do you think they're not done too, based off the reports that they're possibly in on KD as a wild card suitor? Like, I think if that report comes out, right, you gotta think they're open to other possibilities around the NBA.
Jack, Cat is out of the bag. Like, I
think you almost have to do something now after you're reportedly in it.
If you were willing to make what would have been the biggest splash of this NBA season, that tells you that this core floor ain't as safe as we thought it was headed into the weekend. You know, we thought that this second apron, they might be a little strapped. They really like DG. They feel like if he's healthy, Jared Allen, the two bigs can coexist. Something tells me if you were looking to move around something of the ilk of $65 million for Kevin Durant, you were probably having trade conversations centered around Darius Garland, centered around Jared Allen. So, Jack, I think if they could find a way to move off of one of those guys, and if it was in a way that it helped improve the team, buckle up, folks, because the NBA offseason's here. We could be in for a fun week. The NBA draft is here this week. We know there's usually motion and activity around that event every year. Rob, am I crazy that I don't think this core four is safe after we hear that the Cavs were named wild card suitors for Kevin Durant? That's more than just a phone call.
This is going to be like a complete 180 for me. But I feel like we're in for, as Cavs fans, a super boring offseason. I think with the East weakening, we're just going to see them completely just stand pat and run it back. And it'll be, if you fail with the weakened East, you do tear it down then, but it may be false success if it does work, because that'll be like our Indiana one shot. But if you get a ring, somehow it does. But I think what they're seeing now, they were ready to take that risk for KD because they thought they needed to get better. But now everyone around them, in a sense, has gotten worse. So I think what they might seriously say is we're going to keep it all the same. And now that everyone's gotten worse and everyone's weaker, we should just get it done next year.
That's such a loser mentality. That's a loser mentality.
It's really ridiculous.
That's a loser mentality, Rob, because you were willing to make the move for Kevin Durant. You were willing to make the move for Kevin Durant prior to Haliburton's injury.
I do not
You would think now that Haliburton goes down, it's even more so. We've got to do something. This is right there for the taking. Like, the window is wide open for the Cavs to win a championship.
I think that's why they're going to play it safer, because now the window is so open, they don't want to take a shot and mess it up. They don't want to make a trade and, like, now all of a sudden,
I see what you mean.
It should have been the core four. We made a trade. It didn't work out, and we've wasted the year where it was going to be as wide open as it was going to be. I think they're going to play it safe.
That's how a GM gets fired, though. Like trying to be smart and be safe is how you get fired, because you still have to. Yep. They're not going to save his job for putting up an Eastern Conference Finals banner into the rafters. Like, you got to go win the big one. And the team, I mean, the Thunder just beat the class of the East last night, and the Rockets got better. So, like, you already, even if the East has gotten slightly worse, like, you got to go win the whole thing, right?
I don't know what the move they make is, but I think they're going to be so risk adverse now, knowing that it's so wide open.
You guys know me.
I don't think they're going to try to go grab it by the chokehold. They're just going to be like, we should get it. Because the odds right now, having us at the best odds,
they're in the cloud, though. You can't, like, question mark, like, maybe when Mobley's 27 in a couple of years, like, the East will shake our way. Like, if you see for sure right now the East is very clearly wide open.
There's a path.
And you got a chance to go out and get someone, and you have movable big contracts. Like, because even long term, if you're looking in the future, if you really do care about, like, having Evan Mobley around and, like, putting talent around Evan Mobley, moving off of one of these massive contracts of Garland or Allen is going to allow you to help him out in the future as well. Like, now is the time to do it.
You guys know I love the quote from draft day where Anthony Molina goes up to Sonny Weaver at Jogga Lake at Wildwater Kingdom and says, "Sonny, people pay to get wet. Like, we need a splash here this offseason."